Welcome friends to this week's weekly vlog. I've been so busy the past 2 weeks, but especially this week getting ready for Thanksgiving. And I went out to the garden, I picked a big bucket full of collards, and I've got on my feed sack apron, the one that keeps me from getting soaked when I wash my greens. But this video is all about cooking collards and Christmas aprons. So stay tuned because I will have a drawing for one of the Christmas aprons that I have been making this week. So the first thing I'm going to do and share with you is cut up my collards. I grew a bunch of these in the garden. Now a lot of them I do feed to my chickens in the winter, but Thanksgiving and Christmas we always like a nice bowl of collard greens with our meal. So I've washed them, triple washed them, and now I'm just rolling these up, cutting them up, and I'm going to be cooking these right on top of the stove. I have already browned some bacon, some hickory smoked bacon. I'm going to add some more to the top, add some of that bacon drippings to my collards, and salt and pepper, and oh boy are these good. I can hardly wait for Thanksgiving. I might have to have a taste test tomorrow. But got these all cooked today, washed and cooked, and they turned out delicious. I'm not sure if you're a collard lover, but we sure are in my family. And look at that, these are delicious, and they will be even better by Thanksgiving. When we reheat these up, boy, it's going to be good. Now moving on, I've been making Christmas aprons most of the week, cutting them out, and I'm going to be giving this one away in this video. But I did go to Hobby Lobby and found some beautiful Christmas fabrics. So I'm making gifts, and I love this cardinal blue and white fabric. So I'm going to make 3 aprons out of that. I got this beautiful fabric. I think I shared with this in my last video. It's just so pretty. So this apron I am making for myself because I love all the pictures on this fabric. And it only takes 1 yard of fabric to make 1 apron. So this is my pattern. I purchased this at a restaurant store. It's just a basic black apron, and I cut off the strings, and I use this now as my pattern. It's nice and long, and I'm going to be making one out of that tablecloth. And there's some more Christmas fabric. This is the one I'm going to be giving away. So let's get busy making the aprons. Alright, the first step is to lay your fabric out. This is a 1 yard piece. I've got my apron pattern right on top, and just using some nice scissors, just give this a cutout. I did add a 5/8 inch seam line, so I cut just a little bit beyond the seams of the apron. So that's pretty easy to do, and all of the aprons I will be using this same pattern. And also out of this 1 yard of fabric, you need to cut 2 straps and then 1 neck strap. So 1 yard will more than be enough fabric. I even had some scraps left over that I'm going to do a project with later. So there are my 2 straps to tie in the back, and then 1 neck strap. I did sew these up, pressed them, and then just sewed a straight seam down the middle on my sewing machine. So now we're going to take the front and the back and pin it together. But first we've got to position our neck strap and our 2 back straps. So I just laid these right on top of the fabric, and I'm going to be pinning them in place using some straight pins. Got that right to the edge. Going to pin that in place, and then I'm going to pin both of the straps that go on either side that you use to tie the apron on with in place, and I will pin those to this backing so they don't slip out or get caught in the seam line. Once all the straps are pinned in place with right sides together, I lay my backing on top, and I'm just going all the way around and pinning it in place. And then all you have to do is go over to the sewing machine and sew it all the way around. And I left about a 4-inch gap for turning this apron inside out down at the bottom. And then you will go back after you turn it and catch that gap with a top stitch all the way around. So after I have sewn it, you can see my seam lines. I go and just snip little slits around that curve under both arms so that it just turns better. It just gives you some freedom in your arms to turn nicely, so I do make those little slips around the curve. Now once all that is done, we're going to turn it inside out, and remember I left about a 4-inch gap down at the bottom where I did not sew together. So we're just going to go in and pull it and turn it. Now you just carefully turn your apron inside out, and you can see that the straps caught nicely in the seam line, and it just looks so nice and professional when you do it this way. And then I'm just going to open it all up, making sure all the points are out nice and straight. You might need to take a pair of scissors and go back in and punch out those corners. But I just spread it all out, and then I'm going to take my little iron and press everything nice and smooth. Now you can see how easy that was. Just take my little iron, I'm going all the way around the seams and pressing that out. Then I went back with a decorative top stitch and went all the way around the edge just to make sure everything is nice and flat. It's giveaway time. We're going to give away this Christmas apron to one of my followers, subscribers. Last month I gave away canning mats. I gave away 6 of those. 2 people never let me know their address, so I couldn't send out all 8 of them, but the names of the people that did not get chosen last month stayed in the bowl. And so I'm going to pick the winner from these names. Now in January, I will have another drawing for aprons, and one of them is going to be the feed sack aprons that keeps you dry. So I'm going to make one of those and then a couple more aprons. So I'll have 3 winners in January. So let me just dig around in here and we'll pick a name. Okay. And the winner is Judy Finnegan. She is a longtime subscriber, so sweet to me. So Judy, I'm so glad you won the Christmas apron. Now don't worry, those of you that are still in the bowl, you will stay in there and then you can get additional chances to win in January. So thank you all so much for watching, Judy. Email me your address so I can get this in the mail to you. And I hope everyone has a very blessed Thanksgiving holiday. I'm going to be busy tomorrow all day long cooking the rest of our meal, and then we get to be with family on Thursday and Friday. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a very blessed Thanksgiving.